The next speaker will share her ideas and findings on how leadership is a necessary skill to be built in school. Please welcome Clara to the stage.
Becoming a leader is synonymous with becoming yourself. It can be precisely that simple, but is also that difficult. Well, this was said by Warren Bennis, one of the greatest writers about leadership skills and how to become a leader of all times. Well, I can say that with the help of my school and my family, I've become a leader, which I surely wasn't before. And I do think that all schools should have as their main goal making their students leaders to the world. When I was younger, I was a very shy and quiet type of person. I didn't really like to make that many friends, and I liked to say on my own. Well, nowadays, I can proudly say that I'm very different. I'm much more confident to talk in public, as you can see right now. Well, I have a personal story. When I was 7 or 8 years old, I was in a trip with my family in one of the Caribbean islands. Well, I was in the pool with my mom, and I went to go back to my room so I could take a shower. As soon as I got to my room and hopped into the shower, there was only cold water. There was no hot water. So a guy came into our room, and someone had to explain to him what had happened to the shower. Well, the shy little girl gathered all her courage in the world to talk with the guy. I did talk with him, and I was so embarrassed after it. But I also felt good about myself because I felt useful. And I also saw that it actually feels good to be in charge and to show people that they're capable of something. Leadership skills are the most important skills that you need to develop throughout your school years. And a simple definition for that is the art of motivating people to work towards achieving a common goal. We can think of that in the business world, for example. It means directing workers or colleagues to work for a certain organization needs. And we can also transfer this notion to our daily lives when working groups in the classroom, and we can also see in a family situation, as I just told you. Well, I'm going to break down a few of the main skills that leaders use. The first one is positivity. Leaders need to be positive because you are inspiring someone. If you're working with someone and they say, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not capable of that, you need to be positive and show this person that he or she it is capable of anything that they put their minds into. The second one is responsibility. Obviously, if you are a leader, all the responsibilities are going to be on you, so you need to be responsible. And the third one is commitment. If you are a leader, you need to be committed to anything that you say you're going to do. For example, if you say, I'm going to do this part of my project, I'm going to do the PowerPoint, you need to be committed. Now schools. I think school is the most important place and most relevant place for us to develop our leadership skills. For example, studies have shown that schools haven't been doing their job in making their students leaders. Forbes magazine conducted an experiment with 35,000 people in a certain organization. The results showed that only 18% of these people had developed their leadership skills throughout their school years. But 82% of these people didn't. In Harvard, a university has a program called Program of Leadership Development. It costs $52,000, and people are paying to become more like leaders, which is something that they should have developed throughout primary school, middle school, and high school. There are a few things that schools can do to their students that will embrace and develop their leadership skills. For example, always being accessible and always listening to their students. Students can always go talk with the principal or the coordinators or the teachers if they think something is not right or unfair. And the school always should listen to the students so they know that their opinion and arguments are valuable, and so they can become more confident in talking with people. There are certain things that schools can also do. For example, little events. Science fair, book fair, Esfera UN are examples of these events that schools can make. We do develop our responsibility, and we autonomously work and research to make everything look good. For example, in Esfera UN, we work in a document to send to ONU. Well, these are a few examples that all schools should acquire to their own schools. And with that, I can conclude that all schools should put a lot of effort in making their students leaders, because we are all capable of becoming effective and real leaders to the world. Because leadership provides the ability to win the game of life, the game that we should never quit. Thank you.